Everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the JSON data type in case of the BigQuery. So if you see in case of the BigQuery, whenever we want to store any kind of semi-structured data, we can use the struct. We can use the struct data type, or we can use the array data type. But since last year, BigQuery has also introduced the JSON data type so that we can create the table. So when we are creating the BigQuery table, we can define the columns as the JSON data type. So it is kind of similar to what we have like the variant data type in case of the Snowflake, where any unstructured data or any semi-structured data we can directly store on the column without defining the schema. So for example, in case of the BigQuery, if you want to store the data in struct or a data type or array, we need to define the schema to store the JSON data if you want to store in using the struct or using the array data type. We need to define the schema as well. Whereas in case of the JSON data type, we don't need to define any schema prior to loading the data to the BigQuery table. So that's the advantage. Basically, when we are generating the data from any APIs or from any unstructured or semi-structured data when we are generating, we can directly insert those data to the BigQuery, and we can define the table data type, the column data type as the JSON data type. So we are going to discuss about how we can leverage the JSON data type of the BigQuery, and to do certain transformation, how we can use the JSON data type to do the SQL transformation. So let me show you the notebook. So as you can see here, what I'm doing here, I have already installed a couple of libraries which I need to interact with the BigQuery. So this is the notebook which I have created on the VS Code, and from my local machine, I'm going to interact with the BigQuery service. For that, I need a couple of dependency libraries which I have already installed. And you can see on my screen what's the command, the pip command to install those libraries. So there is a library called pandas GPQ, so which we mainly use to interact with the BigQuery libraries using the pandas interface. Similarly, in order to get the authentication for the BigQuery and Google Cloud services, we can use the PyData Google authentication library. And then if you want to interact with the Google Cloud BigQuery, so we need to install the BigQuery Google Cloud BigQuery libraries. So these are the certain libraries which can be installed. Basically, you need to install these libraries before running all this command. And then so I just don't want to print any warning message. So that's why I have turned off the warning message. I'm ignoring the warning message. And then, as I told, I'm using the PyData Google Authentication Library to get the Google authentication, to get the Google credential, so that I can use that whenever I'm going to interact with the BigQuery to create the data set and to create the tables and then to store the data in those tables. This is not the only way to get the authentication for the Google Cloud services. There are many other ways also to authenticate your local machine in order to interact with the Google Cloud services. And then I have I just define my project ID. So this is the project with which I'm going to interact. Then importing the pandas. So here what I'm doing, as you can see here, what I'm doing here. So here I'm using the BQ command. So BQ use the CLI command in order to interact with the BigQuery services. I'm using the BQ command to load the data, to load the JSON data, which is in the new line JSON delimited format. And I'm going to store the data. I'm going to load the data on this table. So this is the data set, the BigQuery data set I'm using, and on this table I'm going to store the data. So here you can see, basically this is the file which I'm using. This is my input file, and it is having the name column and the item columns. So item column I have defined as the JSON data type. Here you can see inside the items that is product name and the price name. Okay. Okay. So here the field name is name and items. Okay. Change it. So let me run again and then I'll insert the data. So it's done and it's showing like total rows, how many rows inserted is 3. Let me go to BigQuery console and let's validate that. Inside this I have created, let me refresh it. And here, this is the table which I have used. If I'll go to preview, I can see how many rows are there. So I can see like I have my name column and the items column. If I go to the schema, I can see the name column is string and the items column is the JSON column. The data type of the items column is JSON. So right now my data is already loaded. So we can also query the JSON data. So here I'm just simply doing the select tab to extract the data from the table. And I got the data, I have the name and items column. But whenever we are working with the JSON data type or a column which we have defined as a JSON data type, so how we can basically extract the information from that column? So we in the JSON called data type or the JSON column which you have defined. So we can use the field access operator, or we can use the subscript operator, the JSON subscript operator, to extract any particular field from that JSON column. So here you can see like on my table, on my dataset table 2, I'm going to extract the name column. And I want to extract the items, and then I'm passing the 0 as the index. So you can see on the items column, this is the my items field. So basically it's a list of, you can see like there are values. For here there is one element, and then this is another element. Okay. So from this list, I want to extract the first element, which is this price 0 product equals to book, and then it's price 2 product paint. So for similarly for the third row also I want to extract. So here I can extract so each of those values. Okay. So each of those values I can extract. So for that I have specified items of data. If I want to extract similarly the second element from each of the list of the JSON data type, I can also change that to 0 to 1, and then it's going to extract the second element from each of the list. Similarly, like after getting the fields, so we can use the JSON subscript operator, and then we can also use the field access operator. So using the field access operator, we can extract a particular field. I can extract either the price information or I can extract the product information. So here I can see like if I want to extract the product information from this first item column, I can use the items 0, then I want the first item. Okay. So that I can extract on the each of the column. Okay. So this way, like using the field access operator and the JSON subscript operator, we can extract if the JSON field is having the list and it's having some multiple element, we can extract any individual element from that list, or we can extract any particular field using the field access operator. The next one is there are multiple functions. There are multiple JSON functions which are there. So there is JSON query, so which is going to extract the JSON value such as array or object or any Scholar JSON formatted value. such as string, number, or boolean. Similarly, there is a function JSON value, there is a function JSON extract, and then there is parse JSON to parse the JSON into formatted string. If you want to convert the SQL to JSON, so we can use toJSON or toJSON string as well. So let's use some of these functions here. So here you can see, like, if you see here, I have the name and the items information, right? I want to extract for product, for particular product. So here you can see that there are multiple products. There is book, pen, computer, electronics, cloth, and all. I want to extract, let's say, information about name and items for a particular product, let's say book. So how I can access that? How I can do that? So we can use JSON value. Okay, so JSON value is, as I mentioned, like it's going to convert the JSON to a Scholar value. So, so here you can see, like, what we are doing. So first of all, items is 0, and then we are using the field access operator, which is the product. So here we have items 0 means it will point to the first element of that list, of that array, and then it will go and check the fields featured there. Okay. So that is the product information. And then we, so I have mentioned the condition, like where the product equals to book. So it's going to extract the information about the book, to whom it is assigned, and then what's the price of that information. Similarly, we can change it and we can extract, let's say I want to extract for computer. I can also do that. So here we are extracting the first element of that array items, and then we are extracting the name column, and then we so basically we are using the JSON value function to convert the value to convert the field to a Scholar value. Similarly, we have the JSON query array and JSON value array. So JSON query array, it will extract the array and it returns array of JSON. Whereas in case of the JSON value array, it will also return the array, but it will return array of string of the Scholar values. So here if you see, let's say if I'll apply the JSON query array on my items column, it's going to extract all of these fields. If I will change it and I will apply the JSON value array, so it's not important because basically it's going to extract the Scholar values. So basically for the items, it can change it to Scholar values. That's why it's showing not. So JSON query array will work because it's going to return the array of JSON values. So here you can see this is the array of JSON, this is the array of JSON, this is the array of JSON. So these are the valued values. So that's why we are getting the value. So here what we are doing. So basically, let's say initially my data was looking like this, right? So this is my original data, and then I want to transfer my data into this format, so that I have the name column, and then I will have the aggregate product information. I will have the aggregate price information. So here you can see there is name column and the items information are present in the array of JSON values, right? So from here we want to transfer the data so that we can get the aggregate product and aggregate price information. So let's see how we can do that. So this is my table where I have stored my data. And then I simply show that using the JSON query, we can extract the array of JSON data. So I'm extracting the array of JSON and then I'm applying the honest function. So if you see this next function, what it is going to do. So here, if we'll apply the next function, what it is going to do. So here, it will basically the honest function will take the array as an argument. And here we know like the JSON query array, it's going to return array of JSON values. So it will take the array as argument and it will return a table, right, with one row for each of the element in that array. So basically, you will see here in this array. So for each of the so there is there are three rows, right? And here there are two elements. Here also two elements are there, and then here also two elements. For each of the element in that array, it's going to create a single row. So that is what honest function is going to do. So that is the use of honest function here. Okay. So after that, what I'm doing here, I'm going to convert this from this item. So this is my let's say this is my item modified item modified. So on this item modified column, what I'm going to do, I'm extracting the product information. Okay. I'm extracting the product, right? So using the field access operator, I'm extracting the product information. And similarly, I'm extracting the price information in two different columns. After extracting the product information, I'm using the JSON value to basically convert the values into Scholar product. If you not use the JSON, then it's going to convert the values into string. So if I will remove JSON value here, so you can see like it's not going to convert into Scholar values. So in order to change it to Scholar values, we can use the JSON. Okay. So and then the array aggregation function, which is going to aggregate the array based on the group by and the order by columns, which we are using for the. So using that, like using this transformation, we can get this final like whatever we're expecting using the honest and then using the array aggregation function. Similarly, like we discussed about the JSON query and the JSON value function, right? So JSON query and the JSON value and JSON query functions are almost similar. So here you can see JSON query and the JSON value. JSON query is basically going to extract the JSON value, such as an array object or a scholar in JSON formatted value, with a string, number, or Boolean values. JSON value is going to extract the Scholar value. The Scholar value can represent string, number, or Boolean. So if you'll see the difference between the JSON query and JSON value, JSON query, even though you can use both the JSON query or JSON value. So let's discuss about the JSON query and the JSON value function. So here if we'll see, so here we are extracting again from the items column, we are extracting the product information. So here is another way how to extract the same product information. What we are doing, we are passing the basically we are passing the array. Okay. So we are passing this not the element. So from the array, we are passing the element. And then there from that element we are extracting the product information. Similarly, if you want to extract the price information, we just need to change it to price information. Same thing also we can do using the JSON value as well. We can pass the JSON object, and then we can from there we can extract the specific column information. So the difference here is if you see the book and the here you can see, let's say if I will run this, on the console. Well, go to the query and so if I will run here, and it will go to the table. So you can see, right, the difference between the JSON value and the JSON query. JSON query is basically going to return you the JSON data type, whereas JSON value is going to return you the string data type. Okay, that's the difference. So it's going to return you the Scholar string data type. Here it's going to return the JSON data type. Even though it's a string, it is a string data type, it is in string format, but still it is in the data type is JSON. So that is what the difference between the JSON value and the JSON query. Even though they are working in the same way here. So, but one is extracting the Scholar values, another one is returning as the JSON data type. Similarly, like there are other functions are there in case of the JSON data type. So here, this table is not there. Let's create this table. And then, so here you can see like I have just created another table, table one, where I have defined ID as integer column and then the cart column as the JSON row. So here I can insert the values. There are different values I can insert. So this is the JSON value. This is the array of JSON which is going to insert. You can see here. So this is the JSON array which is going to insert. It's basically the JSON array function which created JSON array of the SQL. Similarly, the JSON object, it is going to create the key value pair. So JSON object is going to create a key value pair. So here you can see on this, if I apply the JSON object, this is going to create a key and value pair. So, and we inserted all these values on my cart column, which is a JSON data type. Similarly, like if we want to use the JSON object. So as I told, the JSON object will basically return the key and value. So here, if you see what we are doing here, so we have three columns. One is ID, another one is key, and then another one is the value column. So we have certain data, and then we have the ID column. So there are two ID, one is 0 and 1. We are applying some aggregation. We are applying aggregation function on the key and the value. And then we are applying using the JSON object to convert this key and value into the to convert this aggregation key and value into the JSON format, into JSON key and value pair. Okay. So for that we can use the JSON object. Similarly, so here we are just loading the data using the CSV data to the BigQuery table. And then we have lags converter. So basically, if we want to change the data type of the column from integer to float, or if you want to apply like on a string column, if you want to apply integer, so there we can use this lags converter. So let's see what's the application of this. Here you will see like I have the JSON data, I have the name column and then the age column. So I'm extracting the user dot name, and then I'm extracting the age of the user. And here if you see, I'm changing the data type of the age column to integer. So if I uncomment it and if I try to, let's say I'll put here 3, 8, and if I run it, so this will work fine. So now it is working. But if I will change it, with age, if I put it as null, in that case, this int 64 conversion will not work fine. It will give error. So there we can use the lags converter. So basically, lags converter function is used to convert the JSON value to scalar values without returning any error. So here it will try, it's going to give the int 64 will not be able to convert. So that is the error which it's going to throw. If we'll comment out, so if we'll comment out that line, and if I'll try to run it, so here you can see now it is working fine. So it's not giving any error. So wherever the age is null, there it's a name. And the second thing is, so let's say if I have a integer in a string format. So here if I run the same query, so using this same integer, so it's going to convert the, it's not able to convert the data properly. So here you can see the JSON data, it is in JSON format, but here it is not able to interpret the data. Though it is not giving any error, but it's giving the null errors because it's not able to convert the string to the integer. But there we can use this lags converter, which can convert correctly without any error. You can see that we are getting the integer values. Okay. So these are the some of the functions which we have in the JSON. We can use along with the JSON data type in the BigQuery. That's all I had for